My name is Dr. Warren McAdams. I'm board certified in pediatrics, and in less than 5 minutes, I'll teach you treatment strategies for individuals with torticollis. First, I like to warm up the tissue on the neck with soft tissue mobilization where needed. And sometimes I'll just apply a sustained pressure. Sometimes I'll do pressurization along the muscle bellies up and down the neck. Sometimes I might even go into some kneading and skin rolling. Let's dive into stretching. I break this down into components of rotation and side bending. And if we have an infant, the first thing we'll do is give them a big hug. Let's say the child is a bit larger, and they're perhaps a toddler. We'll do the same big hug. I'm depressing that shoulder, I'm rotating the neck, keeping in mind clear airway. Formal stretching can work into rotation. You can help guide them into rotation and sitting, but more commonly is going to be supine, where you're going to help them go further into that restricted motion. You can do contract, relax. I love this, components of stretching and strengthening. If you've got an infant, you can do a side lie carry. I tend to use 2 fingers to stabilize the shoulder. I'll rest here for a minute and then I'll drift up. Hold them here. This time I'm through the legs here and hold. Sit on the floor, pretend I'm crisscross, and I can stabilize the shoulder. I can have their head on my thigh, and I can lift my thigh in space slowly as they watch TV for a minute or 2. We can do the classic side bend and seated. We can do this side bend stretch, laying on a plinth, going into a more formal stretch. I love contract, relax. Don't forget how powerful tactile cues are. For rotation with an infant, the easiest one is going to be supine, having them track their favorite toy, and we can do gravity minimized, where they track a toy in sitting. Maybe you hold them and they're watching their favorite toy here, sitting, toy moves. I can start with them rotated close to end range. I can bring their toy back into the picture, and I can hold down their shoulder as they really try to look up. Sit them in their car seat. You can have a dipstick for blowing bubbles, and you can hold it for them at their side. They rotate towards that dipstick and they blow. If they are older and they want more of an objective, they can splat the bubbles onto a colored spot or a target. You may transition to using a straw with wads of densely wrapped or rolled paper. And just like a spitball, if you will, they could aim for a target going at end range. You could do the target moving or stationary depending on the child's interest, but please make sure that they can coordinate inhalation and exhalation appropriately so they're not going to choke on one of the paper wads. And with that same spit wad type game, they can, off the edge of their bed, rotate their head and shoot spit wads at a moving target. Formal therapeutic exercise or activities like contract and relax work just fine. So let's say they're laying down, I can have them go ahead and push into my hand, relax, and then push them further. Hug the child and simply side bend, and we can go here on your knees. Same thing. If the child is really getting a bit larger, you can do 2 knees, and the 2 knees are really nice because you can lift one knee up and the other. Have them sit on a yoga ball as you tilt the yoga ball in space. Have a pillow wedged between your heads. Who's gonna win on the battle to push the other person's head further away? Keep your head lifted in the air as still as possible. I'm gonna stack these cards. I may have them push against my hand here, or I can have them supine and resist to push into my hand, do a contract, relax. Hopefully you learned at least one new treatment idea. If you have ideas that I didn't include, I would really love to read about them in the comments below. Also, please feel free to reach out with any questions or comments you might have. I hope you have a wonderful day.